Hello, folks. We are here today to talk about statue repair. Can't remember the last episode, what I was talking about. I believe it was the tools. And shortly after that, I did make another video where I was talking about the same topic that I'm about to talk about now, specifically the material that I've been using to make. Okay, there it is. Wasn't on the screen. Well, I should say my first attempt at actually fabricating a part of a statue. And we're going to get into that. And we're going to start off with the coinage figure. I'll be right back with that. And I'm back. If you take a look at this, you can see that this digit here is missing. And I bought it like that, knowing full well that it was already damaged. And the purpose for buying it, well, one of the purposes was to try to repair it. I believe I've spoken about my financial situation in a couple of other videos before this one, so I won't go into that again. But yeah, I'm suffering like, well, I shouldn't say suffering, but I'm feeling the pain along with a lot of other folks in the country financially. So I cannot afford the epoxy that I actually need to do these repairs. So in the meantime, what I've been doing, all right, let me move him out the way before I cause some damage. What I've been using is this, and this is actually for cleaning paper. If you clean comics, you know all about this stuff. This is just temporary until I can afford the real thing. And this is what it looks like when it hardens. It's pretty solid, similar to, I guess, Play-doh. Now, I believe this was my first attempt at fabricating a part of a statue. Okay, let's turn him around some more. I'm gonna try to keep my big fingers out the way, so I'll use these tweezers. And this actually goes, all right, okay, right there. Don't know if you can tell from that angle, but it is a little bigger and thicker than the other fingers. But this is my first attempt. I will be trying this again. Now, one thing I considered was using a piece of wire and drilling a hole into this part here and then putting the finger on it. My only problem is I don't have a drill bit that narrow, so that's not going to work. I'll have to come up with another way of doing that. But if I understand the way epoxy works, it will adhere to the statue itself. So I may not need the wire. I'll have to check into that once I'm able to afford the epoxy. But yes, this is my first attempt. I'm going to try it again, but just a little pat on my back. I don't think it's a bad job. The shape is close, it's similar shape, and I don't think it's too bad. All right, we'll be back with more. The next repair job actually cut that, take two. Up next, we'll be talking about this Venom figure, and I guess more specifically, the wings on the base, and a little bit about his fingers also. But the wings do come from that gargoyle that he's hanging on to. Now, what I attempted on this repair was to shape this piece right here from the absorene, I always want to say absorbing for some reason, but from the paper cleaner, I molded this. Now, I believe I got close to the actual size. Okay, maybe not so, but it's close. I think it is close. Could have been a little bigger. But again, my first, I guess my second attempt, but I think I did pretty good. Let's see if I can flip it over and see what that looks like. Okay, this will not stay on here, so I'm trying to hold it. But that's the bottom side. It's hard actually trying to get these shapes too in this. Guess I have to watch some more, study some more videos on YouTube about doing that. And this is the statue that the wings come off of. Going to spin him around so we can get a look at the gargoyle. And this is one of the areas where one of the wings came from. And this is another area right there. I think I'm really going to need wire for those wings. Those wings are kind of heavy, but it looks like I will have plenty of room up there to drill a hole, a nice size hole into. In addition to the wings being damaged and broken off, there's also this piece here. I might have this piece. If not, I'll have to fabricate this piece along with a small piece underneath here. And I did overlook one piece over on the left side of the gargoyle. So let's go back and take a look at that. If you look here, you can see that part of his foot is missing, and that should come out to right here, even with the other foot. So I have to fabricate that piece. And I think right here also, I don't know, that's kind of thin, but okay, it's not too thin. I might be able to get a piece of wire in there just for that extra support. All right, next we're going to talk about the figure itself. Be right back. I know that a lot of hard work goes into designing and making these statues. So what I'm about to say is nothing against the folks who actually made this statue, but somewhere along the line, I think somebody miscalculated or didn't think something out all the way because there is this is designed poorly when it comes to how the figure attaches to the base. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. But first, I want to point out, okay, you can see it at the very bottom of the screen. This is how the way you see him on here now is not the way it was designed to be displayed. Actually, he was designed to be displayed on the front of the gargoyle. So once I figured, once I figured, once I finish repairing everything, I am going to display the figure right where he is now on the base. So I have to figure out how to attach him here if I'm able to attach it at all. Okay, I think we can see everything we need to see from this view. Now, if you look at the very bottom of the screen, hold on 1 minute. If you look right here, this is where that peg goes. One problem I had was trying to manipulate the figure and insert that peg, this peg on this foot, and okay, I'm off screen and I'll show you this part in a moment. But I was also trying to get his right hand between the gargoyle's ears so that he could hold on to the gargoyle. I realize that picture is kind of small, but this is the best I can do right now. All right, right here. And I believe this is why the fingers are broken off, is because someone was trying to insert that peg in here, insert the peg here, and at the same time maneuver this right hand between his ears without breaking it. And somebody was not successful. That's why I said I think this is a poor design. Now, once I get everything fixed, what I'm going to try to do is maybe put a small hole here to insert that peg. And I don't know if this one is really going to be able to. It may end up being just like this. I may have to build up some stone, fabricate some stone around the peg instead of trying to drill a hole for it. And this right hand is going to be, let's spin that around a little bit. You may not be able to figure out what you're looking at, but that is his right hand, and he is missing one, two, three digits. And I find it odd that that was the only finger that survived in addition to the thumb. But anyway, so I will be trying to fabricate three fingers for him for this figure, and the plan is to have him situated just like he is now on the base. Let's spin this back around a little bit. I'm not going to attempt to move the figure because I don't want to cause any unnecessary scratches or damage. But just picture this. The way this was designed to be displayed was Venom was situated right here in front of this base. His his body covered a good part of the statue because that right arm came across his head, probably at that much of an angle. Can you see my finger? And anyway, I mean, that's a beautiful design on this gargoyle. So again, I think it's poorly designed. Why would you make something that nice and then cover it up? This should have been, how can I say this? Okay, forget that thought, scratch, take two. But yeah, that's the plan. One thing I did overlook, hold on, I'll be right back. Don't know how well you can see it, but Venom also needs some dentures. Several of the teeth were knocked out, and I really don't know how I'm gonna make something that small. But yeah, that is part of my plan to repair this figure. In addition to, I guess this would be part of his gum. I'm not sure, but some of this is broken off, and this is translucent, so I have no idea how I will even try to do that. I think that's all I got to say about that. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I have been working on. And once I do some more repairs, I'll be back with another video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel. Please subscribe. Bye.